waiting for her husband and preparing dinner. It's just 4 months of their marriage and he usually comes back at this time. But today he is late and Ryan starts to get worried. Jungkook never wanted this marriage, but because of his father, he did. Jungkook and Ryan's father were business partners. Jungkook never wanted any weakness. He knew he would have to protect her after their marriage, and their enemies can use her to get him. But when he first saw her, she looked so gorgeous. Still, he acted cold towards her, even after knowing she is so innocent. But it didn't last long when he fell for her. He couldn't help but fall for her angelic voice and her kind behavior, her smile. Ryan was scared at first that he is a mafia and he could do anything with her, but nothing happened. He just talked coldly with her, but soon she gets to know he just acts cold towards her, but deep down he cares for her. Jungkook was the first one to fall in love with her, and Ryan was the first one to confess. After waiting a while, she heard the front door open and close. She sighed in relief. She washed her hands and wiped them before leaving the kitchen and entered the living room to check on him. She gasped as soon as she saw his face badly bruised. She took a deep breath and came close to him. He hissed slightly when her fingertips came in contact with the cut on his left cheek. He just blankly stared at her before answering. She was not able to complete her sentence because Jungkook said, interrupting her sentence. She held his wrist softly and dragged him to their bedroom. After making him sit on bed, she started to look for first aid box in cupboard. After finding the first aid box, she came in front of him and sat across him. She said while dipping the small vat of cotton in alcohol. He didn't answer, just stared at her face. It's first time he was looking at her this close. Was she always this beautiful? Yeah, he knows she is beautiful, but her beauty is eternal. He's always cold towards her, but she is so sweet. She doesn't deserve his cold treatment. Her heart was beating so fast that she can sense his continuous stare at her. She got nervous but ignored it. She carefully cleaned the cut. It feels like her whole strength has left her body after seeing her husband injured. He frowned when he heard a soft sniff. He looked at Ryan and sighed. She was crying. She tried to control her tears, but it just came out. She couldn't see him injured. She knew he is a mafia, and it's normal for him. He must be used to it. She feels so stupid for crying. Jungkook sighed and said, He said, but she didn't look up, but instead, she wiped her tears and kept looking down, making him sigh again. He placed his index finger under her chin, making her look at him slowly. She said and stand up to go, but felt a grip on her wrist, making her sit again. She widened her eyes when she noticed the closeness between them. She can feel his hot breath hitting her face. She suddenly looked at him. The right eye starts to swell, and under his eye, where his fair fat skin lay, now stood a sickening purple patch of flesh. It must have hurt a lot, she thought, looking at his wounds. He said and hugged her. The biggest mafia, who never lowered his head in front of anyone, was feeling weak, hearing her wife's sobs. He whispered. She was the first person whom he said sorry, and he was also shocked at his own gesture. He just kissed her silky hairs in order to calm her down, and it somehow managed to make her relieved. He wants to protect her at any cost. She is so kind, and he feels so happy and lucky to have her. He loves her a lot, but never showed it, and he knows she loves him too. He was so confused. He never talked to her sweetly and always acted cold. Then why she loves him, even after he always talked to her coldly? She looked at him confused, not understanding what he meant. She said and glared him at the end of her sentence. A small smile came on Jungkook's lips hearing her. Why knows Jungkook is too cold to show his love, but his eyes never failed to show his love for her. He confessed, making her shock. It was first time he confessed his love. She was feeling so happy and said, She left, and after a while she came back with a tray in her hands and sat across him, and they both did their dinner. And then they both talked. It was their first time they were talking normally, not coldly and awkwardly, and it felt good. They shared things and spent their time together and slept cuddling each other.